Hi guys, welcome back to part 2 of the repair of the Pioneer CT 450 cassette tape deck. Well, surprisingly enough, I was very surprised. After a couple of days, literally, I'll say 3 days to be fair, the belt kit turned up for the CT 450. So that's good. It's got a new belt kit, and it came all the way, believe it or not, from Holland. Sorry, Portugal. In a couple of days. It was a British eBay, so I guess they got some in stock because they carry loads of spares maybe. So anyway, this is part 2. So what I'm going to do first thing is to well, we need to strip this down to get the belts in. So the first thing we've got to do is undo the screws at the back here. Screwdriver time. Who else says that, I wonder? So I've got an old crappy blanket here, so that the bed doesn't get dirty, because I'm using my bed as a bench, which isn't a great idea, but you know. So the first thing to do is to remove all the screws. Now, if you remember last time in the last video, I managed to get all the old decomposed belts off of the pulleys back to, like, you know, the pulleys are in like as new condition. So the new pulley, the new belts will be going on to nice clean pulleys. Right, that's those two out. I'm doing this while holding the camera, which is quite awkward. I haven't got an overhead camera at the moment, but I think we shall be winning soon. Right, there we go. So here we are, back inside the cassette deck. So I've got to put a belt on the capstan flywheel, the drive for the automatic stop, and I've got to get the motor pulleys on, and also I might put a new pulley on the tape counter down there. Yes. Right, so the thing is, best way to go, I think, is to actually get the, suss out, sit down here a minute, get my torch and have a look, see what we've got to do. Okay, how does this thing come out, or how do we get at the pulleys? Well, actually, looking around it, now that's a nice design. Just spotted something which could be really cool. Okay, screwdriver, actually finger will do. See this bar here, this plate where the motor's joined onto? Well, looks like, I'm going to have to cut this cable tie here, but it looks like there's a screw or something there. This might just swing out. If it does, that means I can get most of the belts on. So all we need to do is to cut that cable tie. I can't do it with one hand at the moment, so let's do that first. And I've got all the wires out of the way, and there is the screw. One screw down there, and this looks like it might just swing out. There's a spring down the bottom of there. We've got to unhook right down there. There you can see him. I'll point at it with a screwdriver. We've got a spring assembly just there. That's got to come off, so I've got to disconnect that to move this plate. And I could disconnect it at the other end. Yeah, I wonder if it'd be easier to disconnect it from here rather than there. Let's have a look. Oh, that's for the Okay. It does look as though it might just clip off there. Sorry. Yeah, it looks like it unclips from there. Whichever end I think is going to be not too bad, so I'll do that. Yeah, there was some pretty tough wax just down there. That's obviously stopped this spring from popping off over long use. So that spring's off. I think I might have to just take this this switch off here. I think. Really? No, no, you can stay on there. I have pushed this clip through a little bit. This is to release the capstan pulley, which is attached to this plate. So I've done that. I'm going to get my stumpy screwdriver now, because I don't think my electrical one, it's too long to get in there. So I'm going to have to get my stumpy screwdriver out, and then we'll just pop this screw off here and see what happens next. Right, well, I took the screw off of here, and this plate here is kind of loose, but it has to go down to come away, and of course the bottom of the cassette chassis won't let it go all the way down. So the only choice is to actually take this whole cassette part out, I think. So I've undone one screw here, undone that one there, one in the corner there, and then there's two underneath. I can just point to them. There's one there, and there's one just there. So once those are undone, then it looks as though this whole unit will actually slide away. Now it's a nice design, this, because there's not a lot of stuff that actually you've got to take apart that comes with it. You've got to disconnect the drive belt from the tape counter. Okay, that's got to come off. But it's a nice design, this, because even the part there, the eject, actually slides away. But the only thing is, what's stopping it from coming all the way out is in fact the door itself. We've got to take the cassette door off. So if I just eject that, and there's two screws either side, which I had to do. I'm doing part one. There's one there, and there's two the other side the same. So I'm going to take them off and take the door off. There should actually be a way of getting the you know, this front acrylic part off without having to actually take the screws off, but it's really tight and I don't want to really break anything. As you can see, I resprayed the top of that in part one. You saw that the top of that steel frame there that the acrylic window goes onto, it was quite rusty and corroded, so I cleaned all that up and resprayed it. That's come out really nice. So yeah, I'm going to have a go at taking the door off again, and we'll go from there. Okay, the door's off, and because these bits are loose and they actually locate on little spigots down inside, I don't really want to drag them out with this unit when I put it away. I could really do with the metal frame back on there. The metal frame joined to these two door hinges will pass through the whole cassette. The only thing it won't, obviously, is the acrylic front. But I have discovered that this is just clipped on. So if you get your thumb under the top, yes, under the top. If you get your thumb under the top and sort of prise the framework away from the plastic, see, it will actually come unclipped. Look at that. So now I can put this back on and actually hopefully get the door back on when that's in place. I don't know how easy this door will come off when this is attached. We'll try that out. Well, that wasn't too bad. Got the door back on, and let's see if it will shut. Yes, look at that. So now, if I turn this deck back around, now this whole thing should slide back. The only thing I had to disconnect was the tape counter belt, which we'll find out where that goes in a minute. I think it's behind one of the drive assemblies. We'll have a look in a minute. So how much room have we got here? Let's have a look. So that should, oh, what was that? Oh, it's okay. So just put it back. Oh yes, I was going to say, and hopefully there's some wires there. Yeah, you can see the tape counter belt. So now I should be able to hopefully lift this assembly away. It's quite loose. So what I'll do, I'll just put the camera down. I want to sort of tip that up so I can get at the underneath. Right, there we go. I've got the whole assembly out. This part of the assembly is now away from the capstan pin flywheel or drive wheel, so I can actually get some belts in there now. I'll get some belts up here. So I think there's one got to go down there, if I remember rightly. And there's a little one, if I get a pointy thing. There's belt has to go on here and here, and then from there down to the motor, and then the capstan drive belt onto the capstan. That's good. And then a new tape counter belt which goes in there somewhere, so that black plate might have to come off, but we'll get the drive belts on the back here and see what happens. Yeah, all good fun. Well, I've just had to clean off the auto stop pulley, which is him down there, that one, because obviously missed a bit of dirt, well, like tar, disgusting stuff. Nail polish remover pads, yeah, they're great because you can fold them over into a point and get right in between those V parts of the pulley. So I'm going to clean them off with some just normal tissue, so I don't really want that nail polish remover to get in contact with the new belts. So let's do that and I'll be right back. Okay, only 2 belts to go. I've got this back plate back on. Now be very mindful of this little kiddie here. Okay, because you've got a spring. That little spring there will pop off if you're not careful, but it shouldn't go anywhere because it's you know, it's got some wax on there. But this this unit just slides off and falls away. When you put it back together, there's a little, see that little hook that's got to just rest up against that. That's the auto stop mechanism. Okay, I think it's for the auto stop. It might actually be for recording, I'm not sure on this particular model, but anyway, just make sure it's all back together. It just goes on at these access points here and here, and then the whole unit just slides, and then when you put this plate back on and push it up and then put that screw back in, it locks it all in together. So that's good. That's done. If I just turn it back over, you can see what I've done so far. Oh, it's so fiddly trying to do it with one hand, but hey, I'm getting there. Right, okay, that belt's on, the capstan pin drive, the flywheel belt's on. I've just got to put this one on now, which goes down to there. That'll be easier to do. And I think the last one is the tape counter belt, which I can only put on when this is close to going back in the hole, just to slip the belt over there. And I think, like I said before, I've got to take this black plate off to put a new tape counter belt on. But it's getting there, we're getting there, slowly but surely. Right, I'll put this belt on here and see what we've got to do next. There we go. Well, the camera can just see that. The new belt is around the, that's the right hand pulley, also does the tape counter as well. So that's new belt where it should be, and it comes out the side there, ready for me to grab to put on the pulley down there when this assembly is a bit closer to getting back in. Right, so I think we're okay actually. Yeah, all the belts are on, and the last one to go in is, like I say, is the tape counter pulley, but we'll do that when we got this mechanism a bit closer to going back home. Well, that went back easier than I expected. I just slid the motor assembly past the PCB board there, and once it's on the floor, slid it into place. You have to make sure that these line up because they go through slots in the bottom by the floor. And the other thing to be mindful of is the eject button here. Eject button mechanism comes through and it slots into this little hole here. Make sure that slides in properly. And then all I've got to do now is hopefully grab the tape counter pulley rubber. Let's have a look, see if I can get on it, and then just tuck it over like so. There we go, and that's it. Just got to put the screws back, got to put one back, one here, one there, there's two underneath, and I've just got to remember to clip this support in for the capstan flywheel. It's like a clip, it just keeps it pressed home so it doesn't wobble about, and then once I've got that done, I'll come back to you. And not forgetting, of course, this little this spring clip has got to go back in the middle on this assembly here, and then it goes back to this switch assembly here. So once you've got that on, I think that is about it. So yeah, I'll put some screws back and come back to you. Well guys, don't do this at home. I've done my special bodge again because I couldn't be bothered to put a plug on it, but I've checked the polarity, it's safe, but don't try it at home guys, just in case something goes wrong. But I just did it just to get a quick power through this, just to see what happens. Everything's back together. It's got a new set of belts. I've connected the belt up for the tape counter, as you saw. I can't quite see it, there he is in the centre of the picture there. And yeah, let's see what happens, shall we? See if it works. Now, remember last time, without the drive belt for the capstan flywheel, it was quite noisy, the motor, but I'm assuming that because the bearings aren't under load, then I don't know, it's just a little bit of noise. But let's see what happens now. Right, let's power it up. Wow, there we go. That is lovely and quiet. Oh, well pleased with that. Right, let's get one of my my themes tapes. I produce and record and compose my own electronic music, guys, a little bit on and off over the years, so I'm going to stick that in. Probably break. Right. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll prop it up a bit so I can get a better angle on the camera in that cassette window. So hang on a minute. One unique feature that I really like about this cassette deck is the fact that the tape counter digits are like segmented, like the old LED style, which is quite nice. Right, I've got tape in there, so let's see if it fast forwards. Oh yeah, excellent. Right, let's rewind. It should, oh yeah, perfect. Okay, let's play. There we go. And let's see if we get anything come up on the level meters. Should do. In fact, what I'll do, I'll fast forward a bit. Oh, here we go. Well, that's promising. Let's go forward a little bit more. Well, that looks as though it might just be working. And it's so quiet. Well, I'm pleased with that. And even the tape decks, sorry, not tape deck, even the tape counter's working. Oh, that's great. Right, so I suppose the thing to do now is to get all my tools. It's surprising how many tools you need to do a job like this. So I'm going to put this all back together. I will put a little bit of switch cleaner in this switch assembly here. So I'm pretty sure this is when you're going to record, the switch is a circuit to record onto tape. It's been such a long time, guys, since I've fiddled about with these things, but that's great. It seems to be working. Right, so I'm going to get the case back on. I'm going to connect it up to my mixer and see what it plays like. It looks as though it might actually be working. And if I need to calibrate the speed of the motor, I will do that as well. I shall record a test tone onto cassette tape in another deck of mine, which I know is spot on, and then play that in here through the mixer and compare that to the test tone from one of my synthesizers. And then if it needs speeding up or slowing down, a bit like tuning a guitar really, I can do that as well. So there should be a pot around here somewhere for the motor speed. I shall find it. Shouldn't be a problem. I'm pretty sure it's him down there. Sometimes they're on board the motor and sometimes they're on part of the drive circuit. But anyway, that's good. Right, be right back. Okay, what I'm going to do now is going to do just test the microphone inputs to make sure they're all recording fine. I've got it turned up to about 5.5 on the input level, and I'm using a pressure zone mic. If I speak into here, you should hear me coming out of the left hand monitor like so. So what we'll do, we'll pop her on record and see what she plays back like. Right, I've got it going through my feedback destroyer and my compressor limiter. The outputs from the back of the tape deck are going into my slave mixer and then into the main mixer, which then goes through my door on the computer out through the speaker. Yes, don't you love technology? Right, so let's get it recording. I've set the tape counter at 0. Right, here we go. 1 2 3 4 4 3 2 1. Testing, testing. 1 2 3 4 4 3 2 1. Proof that this is recording using the microphone inputs on today, the 30th of the 11th, 2020. Right, let's play that back. Back to 0. Close enough. 0. 1 2 3 4 4 3 2 1. Testing, testing. 1 2 3 4 4 3 2 1. Proof that this is recording using the microphone inputs on today, the 30th of the 11th, 2020. Right, let's play that back. Well, I know it's only just the camera microphone picking it up, but I tell you what, I'd say that was damn good. So what I'm going to do now is swap the mic over to the right hand channel. Now, we might get a little bit of feedback because the monitor is right there, but we'll try it. The feedback destroyer has actually picked out another couple of frequencies. so we should be all right. So there we go. Pause. Record. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, let's get it on record. Tape counter is zeroed. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Testing, testing, testing. Testing right hand channel recording on the same date today, which is Tuesday, the 30th, 11th, 2021. Oh, I almost forgot what day it was, guys. Right, let's play that back. Close enough. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Testing, testing, testing. Testing right hand channel recording on the same date today, which is Tuesday, the 30th, 11th, 2021. Oh, I almost forgot what day it was, guys. Right. I'd say that was a good enough test. So the next test I'm going to do is the line inputs. So I'll just unplug that mic a minute. If I drop it all over the floor. Right, so I'm going to just lower the recording levels a little bit because we're going line input. And what I've got is I've got one of my old tapes which I made years ago. So I'm just going to turn this deck on, which I know is all calibrated. Press play. Right, turn the volume up a little bit. Here we go. Right, so what I'm going to do is get this going. Tape count at 0. Release the pause. Oh, sorry, wait. Alright. That should do it. So just go back to 0. Close enough. Well, you know, I mean, that tape in there, guys, is about 33 years old. So I recorded it on an ADX C90. So it's going to be a little bit bubbly, it's going to be a little bit, but I tell you what, this has recorded it faithfully and played it back awesomely. I haven't tried out the Dolby BLC yet, but I do know they work. Microphone inputs work. Everything's good. So I mean, I will be selling it on eBay, definitely, and I have timestamped today, the 30th of the 11th, because what I've had in the past, guys, is people have bought something electrical off me which has been working perfectly, right, and a couple of weeks later I've had a thing saying oh, need to return the item because it's faulty or something. And this happened with it was a food mixer, actually. A lady bought it. A few weeks later, she complained to eBay, wanted her money back because apparently when she switched it on, it poured smoke out. Luckily, I had a picture of it working a couple of days before I sold it. So I got it back. It wasn't packed very well, but I did get it back. She got her money back from PayPal, and I refused to have it back, and I also refused to issue a refund because I knew that that machine was working perfectly. Anyway, I sold it on again, and the guy was absolutely chuffed to bits with it. He tested it all out, done some bread and did all sorts of things. So it just goes to show what people sometimes do. I don't know whether she got bored with it or suddenly decided she didn't like the colour and thought she'd pull a fast one. But that's why I'm documenting this today, because whoever buys this, I don't want it back. There'll be no returns on it, because I know it's working perfectly, and it will do for years to come. I mean, fair play. These decks were first produced in 1974, early 80s. So I mean, come on guys, you know, you're going to expect a few little issues, but this has none. I've put new belts on it. I've cleaned the heads, pinch roller, capstan pin best I can. You've seen it record through the mics and play back, or you've heard it record through the line inputs and play back. That's it basically. It's a perfectly working cassette recorder. So that's it. That was part 2 of the cassette tape deck repair CT450. I've hoped you enjoyed this video. I hope you haven't got too bored, you know, listening to me waffle on. But there you go. Please hit that like button and subscribe. Tick the bell so you can get more notifications of me putting videos up and ones like this. Okay, cheers in. Catch you all later. Bye.